All right, here we are. Hello, happy Friday. Welcome to Sacred Design Fridays. I am so excited today to share with you some tips that I use so that you can style for the seasons in a sacred way by making sure that you're engaging all five of your senses. So, if you're new to the group, welcome. My name is Paula Agudelo, and I am a sacred interior designer, and I absolutely love to help women design their homes into sacred spaces. So, today I'm going to share with you these tips so that you can decorate your home for the holidays without stress, without buying more things than you need to, and adding that sacred intentional layer to your decor. It's one of my favorite things to do. There is a part of me that is in denial about the holidays, to be totally honest. But I do know that even though there's going to be a lot of different stressors around the holidays for me, decorating is not one of them. And I want to help you find relief and really let go of the stress that it might be causing you to decorate your home for the holidays and really be able to enjoy them for what they're supposed to be and really create that intentional and meaningful time for yourself and for your family instead of doing it the way that a lot of other people might be doing it, which is they're on a frenzy, buying more things than they need, spending more money than they need, and then ultimately adding so much more work to their life because they have to take care of storing everything, putting everything in bins, putting it up in the attic, putting it in the garage, then throwing away a bunch of stuff, packing it up, and then doing it all over again next year. It's just madness, you guys. Not necessary. So, what I want to tell you about today goes beyond focusing on the aesthetic of styling. Okay. So, most people, when they think of decorating, they think of the visuals. But for a space to really feel super cozy and super sacred, we need to actually create an experience, right? We need to create a container where all of your senses in this human body can be engaged. And that's what ultimately gives people that uplifted experience of being in your home. It is how people praise the way your home feels, looks, smells. It's what helps people feel really welcomed in your space. It's also, I really believe, what creates those imprints of the memories that we are recording in our brain, especially if we have little ones or even if we have elders in our life and in our families. It's really beautiful and nourishing to the soul to have this home space where people can really relax and enjoy each other and enjoy the holidays and have a fun time in a way that just feels really aligned with what your values are. And yeah, so that's what we're going to talk about today. So, again, really thinking about that way to decorate. This is what I'm all about. Thinking of ways to decorate where you're not feeling overwhelmed and saturated with one more shopping spree you have to do, and then doing the same thing every single year. So, my secret for that is based on two things. One is shopping around your home. I talk about this all the time. Shopping around your home is the best way to really have a timeless look for the holidays. And also, again, really save you time and stress. I'm all about that and money. So, how do we do that? The way I do that is always having neutral key pieces that we're going to use to decorate with things that we have access to either in our backyards, in parking lots that we see, in our walks in nature, and that we use for things that we can get at the grocery store, things that we can easily have access to by going to a farmer's market. And this is a wonderful way to also bring in nature into our space. It's an easy way to bring the season on the outside into our home. So I'm going to share with you some things that I use and show you some prompts. I brought some prompts today And so if you're watching live or if you're watching the replay, let me know. Say hello. I want to know if this is landing for you. I want to know if you're getting excited about the holidays or stressed, and how I can help you. If you have questions about specific pieces in your home, feel free to send me pictures. Feel free to post them in the group. I love interacting that way with you and seeing how you can transform yourself and your space with these very simple things. It's really not hard. So I'm going to show you right now. Let me see if I can find my slide here. I'm going to show you the prompts that I brought. So here we go. We're going to think about pieces that we can use that we already have to decorate. So here's one easy example to decorate for Thanksgiving. One of the things I always say, and this was supposed to be my last tip, but I'm going to share it now, is I prefer to have different little seasonal moments throughout my entire home, in the bathroom, in the kitchen, in the nightstands, and little side tables, on the coffee table. I prefer to have little moments. This is what I call a little moment, instead of having one big display area of all your seasonal stuff. So forget about all those garlands that say thank you or Merry Christmas. I mean, fine if you have one or two and you already like it and it's a part of your collection, then go for it. But my point with all of this is you don't have to buy the things that they are showing you in the stores and in the catalogs to get that seasonal look. You can easily, throughout your entire home, have these little moments that remind you of what's going on a bigger picture, remind you of the season, remind you of the values around those holidays that you're celebrating. So this is a great little moment to have for Thanksgiving. This is a little tray I have in our breakfast table. It is literally just a wooden tray with some seasonal decor, dried seasonal decor from Trader Joe's. And then I grab a couple of these little pumpkins in two different sizes, place it on my tray, and there you have it. A super cute little moment for breakfast table. Additionally, all of the other neutral pieces that I love are bowls, something like this. This one's super heavy, but this bowl is one of my favorite bowls. I think this is from Target, actually. Sorry, there, I was getting a call. For Thanksgiving, we can decorate it with seasonal pieces like the same little pumpkins, the same little gourds. We have nuts in it too, and it's super simple to display. I have this on my coffee table right now. But when Christmas comes, it's easy to swap what's inside for pine cones, maybe some gold ornaments can go on here. I could even add a few branches of evergreens around it. And there you have another centerpiece for your dining table, for your kitchen island, for your coffee table, without having to spend a bunch on holiday stuff. Another one of my favorite little things to use are these like tea sandwich display little trays or whatnot. This one is great because it has a bit of a copper accent. It has the wood on it, but it can also be a silver one, a gold one, or even white. And you can do the same exact thing. Have a few little acorns on it, right? Have a few of these. My kids have in the past even added glitter to these and they look really cute. You could have pine cones. You could stick little branches of rosemary here and there. I also have used oranges and mandarins and just put them on here to add that pop of orange color to my home. And then also, it's a great little place to have the pine cones, for example, and have an opportunity to engage your sense of smell. So I'll put little drops of cinnamon or pine or wintergreen essential oils on the pine cones and have these displayed anywhere. It can be in a bathroom, it can be on your desk, it can be on your kitchen, but it's a great way to add that sense of smell and that really beautiful seasonal visual as well. Another really cool little thing that I love to use is candlesticks. So candlesticks are also one of those timeless pieces that you can have in a neutral color, gold, silver, copper, white, anything like that. And then you can dress it up based on the season with different candles. So these black ones I had for Halloween, and I actually added a couple of skeleton rings to them, like those dollar store little skeleton rings that my kids play with or get in like goodie bags somewhere. Instead of throwing them away, I actually added them to the candles and decorated them with like bats and spiders, and that was for Halloween. But likewise, you can do the same thing for Thanksgiving or Christmas and just have a white candle instead of black. You could have gold, you could have green or red or orange, whatever the color palette it is that you're wanting for the season, you can swap them out very easily. One simple tip that people sometimes take for granted with candles is turn them on, like actually light them up. They're not meant to be fake. This one's brand new, so it hasn't been on, but use them. These are a beautiful way to add a mood to your dinner party. It's a wonderful way to add a very relaxing, cozy mood at night. I love to light candles while I cook. I love to light candles while I'm in the shower. I love to light candles while I'm sitting down to read a book. Create the space that you want for yourself and for your family. Super easy to do that with candles. And then the last thing I'm going to show you is a cake stand. These are also one of my favorite little things to use. It's easy to add branches of evergreen. I have been using these feathers recently, actually, where I'll just like place them down on my tray and then I can add something on top to add some style. So let's say for Thanksgiving, I could easily add some of these cute little pumpkins. I could dress it up with some of these acorns right here. And additionally, maybe I can handwrite a little card with a quote on here and put it on a frame. Do I have a frame anywhere? I don't have a frame anywhere, but you get the point. You can easily write a little thankful quote or an inspirational quote and have it standing right here on the tray inside a picture frame. That's another really great way to add a lot of style, create a little moment for a table without spending any money that is not necessary or having extra things that you're going to either outgrow the next year. Like maybe you love that this year, but then next year you don't. These are classic, timeless ways to decorate in your home without doing all of that unnecessary work. So, to move on, I want to share with you the different ways that you can again use all these props and use all these amazing pieces that are neutral and classic and add a sense of engaging all of your five senses when you decorate. So the first thing that is very easily not paid attention to is touch, right? So the sense of touch is a great way to engage you with your space and to really create a cozy, welcoming space. So, how do you do that? You can do that by using textures. Even like I just showed you the feathers. Feathers are usually one of those things that it just makes people want to touch them. They're just fun, they're soft, they feel cozy, they're nice. My kids like often grab feathers that I decorate with and like we'll start touching their face with them. We'll start like tickling each other with them. It's a great way to add touch to your experience. Another way to add touch is by using fabrics in the pillow covers that you use. I'm a huge fan of pillow covers, by the way. Instead of buying brand new pillows that say, I don't know, Merry Christmas or Happy Hanukkah or Thankful or all of those really cute little things that we can decorate with pillows, you don't have to buy pillows. Maybe you can buy some covers and reuse the same pillows you have. It's a much easier way. It's easier to store. And it's also easier to swap them out anytime you want. Make sure that you engage that sense of touch by using fabrics that are soft and inviting, like velvet, or maybe some of those heavy knit kind of a fabric for the pillows. Also think of tassels and pom-poms and things that encourage you to touch and to just really kind of invite you to sit down. I like to think of like a really cozy blanket, a throw blanket on the sofa that I keep usually in a neutral color. So I could use a white or maybe even a light gray if that's what goes with your style and color palette in your home. But also, if you wanted to buy something that you probably will get your money worth of, just from buying something that is worth buying, basically, you can go with an auburn color throw blanket for the holidays during Thanksgiving. You could have a green one if that's the color palette that you're going with. Use the sense of touch to engage you, invite you to sit, invite you to relax, welcome you into a conversation, welcome you to cuddle and read a book. These are the incentives that your space gives you to actually practice self-care, to actually practice connection. I really encourage you to do that through touch. This is using fabric is also a great way to define your color palette. So when it comes to color palette, which really is a sensorial experience related to visuals, right? So the sense of sight, color is a huge part of engaging your sight. So how I like to use color is by sticking, especially for the holidays, by sticking to 3 or maybe 4 colors in your color palette. So oftentimes we want to decorate with every color of the season, and it just looks like a mod podge of stuff. There's no cohesiveness, there's no easy transition from one space to the other. How I do it is I choose 3 or 4 colors. So maybe it's white. Usually it's always white in my house. There's white. And then maybe for Christmas this year, I might use gold, silver. I love mixing metals. And then I'll do a pop of green. And so those are my 4 colors for Christmas that I think I might go to this year: white, gold, silver, and green. But maybe you want to do white, red, silver, and green. Maybe you want to do not white. Maybe you just want to do red, green, silver, and gold. So whatever it is, choose those 3 or 4 colors so that you don't have this out of unity color palette. That's super important for color palette. The other way in which we can engage our senses. So let's talk a little bit about the sense of smell, the sense of taste. These are also often overlooked, and they are very important in, again, creating that imprint of memories, in recording memories. Most of us can recognize smells from our childhood. That's something I'm really aware of doing with my children in an effort and in the hopes of them remembering those days and those moments when they're older. So I do that by engaging their sense of taste and smell with, one, the food that you're cooking. Really, this is a time to tune into that sacred connection of food. Food is something that I am a huge fan of in terms of, eating wholesome and really honoring the temple of my body through what I put in my body. That's super important and probably a great conversation to have one day. But how do you do that? Think of the cinnamon and think of those tastes and those smells that relate specifically to the season. So apple cider and warming it up and adding cloves to it and adding cinnamon sticks and doing that in your home is a great way to add that scent of the season when you're entertaining or when you're having dinner. There's also a lot of ways to engage your senses in smell, taste, and even the sense of sight by having a nice display of food in your home that invites you to, have a connection with it. So, for example, in this same bowl that I showed you, that big bowl, I might have popcorn with some sprinkled cane sugar and cinnamon on top. I might have popcorn with rosemary in it and some sea salt on top. And these are ways that you can create an array of food that engages your guests through their sense of sight, through their sense of taste, and through their sense of touch. Think of cinnamon buns. Think of the yogic tea recipe I shared with you recently. That's an amazing way to have your home smell incredible. But also think of essential oils. Think of adding those drops of oils related to the season. Young Living has this amazing scent called Christmas Spirit, and it's my favorite for Christmas time. And so I'll put drops of it in my pine cones on those bowls, on those trays. You can also diffuse it with an essential oil diffuser. You can also make your own candles with those scents. Last year we had for Thanksgiving these little pumpkins and we cut them. We carved them on the inside and then we use them to make candles. So we'll add some beeswax, melted beeswax, and a wick, and then we'll add some drops of those Christmas scents like wintergreen, peppermint, cinnamon, clove, those scents that are really beautiful and really engaging. So that's another great way to add a sense of smell is candles. And then last but not least, also thinking of room sprays and just creating your own spray with water and drops of those oils. I have these really cool glass spray bottles that, again, make a statement in the space where I place them. Sometimes I decorate them for the seasons with something I print out, or maybe add a ribbon to that spray bottle in the color of the season, and then you can just spray your room throughout the day or before your guests show up so that you can again awaken that sense of connection through smell. Sound is also super important, and the easiest way for me to add sound to my space is through music, creating beautiful playlists that are intentionally curated for the mood you're trying to evoke. If it's really festive and there's like a big, energetic kind of sense of fun, then maybe you'll have something that you can dance to that relates to the season. But maybe it's something a little bit more romantic. Maybe it's something a little bit softer. In my house, it's usually mantras. That's the way I love to create sacred space through sound, but also think of like the traditional music, right? Like, I don't know, Michael Bublé or Kenny G or all of those seasonal music and songs that really can make an impact in how you create that structure and that sacred container in your home as you celebrate with the seasons. Am I missing any sight senses? Let's see: touch, smell and taste, sound, and the sense of sight. So the sense of sight, I share with you a little bit about color palette, about decorating with those actual pieces. But another way to add that sense of sight is bringing nature in, like I said, by having things like evergreens, branches, acorns, moss, things that you find in nature. I love going outside my backyard and just trimming pieces. Like I did this the other day for my office, just trimming little leaves from these big vines that grow in my backyard. And it's very easy for me to go snip a little bit of it and just display it on a vase that I can create with just these neutral pieces I already own. But the same thing can be done with those evergreen branches, pussy willows, all those things that you can easily buy in your backyard or at your grocery store, and you can easily bring nature in and decorate with them in those bases. Think of twigs, branches, fresh cut logs. I love using fresh cut logs in big baskets. You could grab a basket like this and just fill them up with those logs, maybe add some evergreens in between, and there you have a really beautiful corner moment by your sofa, by your table, by your bed. You can also use garlands of evergreens to decorate your mantle, to decorate your mirrors, and just have them hang on top of mirrors, on top of your hood in the kitchen and your stove, hung around the door. I mean, there's so many ways, and that involves zero waste in terms of consumerism, more plastic stuff, more crap. that you're going to buy and clutter your home with. These are live nature pieces that you can buy. A lot of different local schools have fundraisers that they have and that they host where they sell the evergreen wreaths and they sell the evergreen garlands. And so that's a great way to actually support some of your local private schools by buying from those fundraisers, and also local markets and farmers that will have those really beautiful things that add that hint of holiday magic to your space. So I hope that this is super helpful, you guys. I hope that you have an amazing time decorating your space. Please share your pictures inside the group. Share your comments inside of the group as well and underneath this video, because I want to know how you're simplifying your life and how you're adding more sacredness and intentionality to your home decor this year so that you can be less stressed out, so that you can spend less money, and so that you can be kinder to the environment by not buying more crap. I love you. Thank you. I'll see you next Friday for Sacred Design. Sat Nam.